Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. Welcome to the new Cosmic Knowledge Channel, bringing much more broadcast excellence to you today. We had a great show earlier today with Sandra D'Angelo, my sweetheart and partner in this work. I hope that you take a chance to look at that. It was our Serpent and Dove show. And Sandra has put up a new upload on her channel, Sandra D'Angelo channel, dealing about empaths, narcissists, highly sensitive people. Very powerful stuff. I encourage you to go look at that. And I want to welcome D'Angelo channel dealing about empaths. Is that your computer or is that mine?
It's mine.
Oh, okay, no worries. And I want to introduce to some of you and present to the rest of you. You know her from our chat rooms. Breaking Dawn, Deborah L. Smith. I've had the chance to meet her at one of the MYSTECH events and have some great discussions with her. Deborah,
well, actually, I have to say that wasn't me. That was a walk-in.
And you know what? Just looking at you, I can tell that it wasn't you.
Right.
It wasn't you because you're completely you're noticeably different right now.
Yes, I'm more feminine.
Noticeably different.
Yes.
Now, about I don't know, a few days ago, I got an email from you, and it blew my mind. I'm like, what is this woman talking about? But yet it had some resonance to me that I thought this is worth talking about. And if I get it wrong, let me know. But it seemed like you said to me that there was a battle for the earth between two species of sapiens. I think you said Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens sapiens, and that one of them was essentially a invasive species.
Right.
And that it's literally a battle for this planet. And it's obviously one that very few people are aware of. Did I even come close to getting that correct?
You got it right. You got it right on.
So Deborah L. Smith, Breaking Dawn. And I want to share this before we start. We were supposed to have what was a counseling session where I was supposed to be helping Deborah a couple of weeks ago. And I'll tell you, Deborah, when we first got on the call, I was very uncomfortable. I don't know why. I felt uncomfortable. I felt weird. And then all of a sudden, the downloads and the information from Deborah to me started coming, not from me to Deborah. And she taught me things about rocks and trees and grass and the interconnectedness and the network. And I made some offhanded statement about, I don't know if I can talk about this, not enough people will listen. And she reminded me that, hey, if you make statements and talk, the trees, the grass, the stones, the earth will carry the information.
And the animals.
And the animals will carry the information. So thank you for having a counseling session with me the other day. And talk to us about this idea of sapien versus sapien in a battle for the earth.
All right. Can you pull up those pictures that I showed you?
Which ones do you want me to pull up first?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let me go over to the proper email. So I've got here, it looks like I've got the pictures of the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you want those, or do you want the picture of the like the giants?
Let's start with that one, because that's really kind of where it begins.
With the giants and whatnot?
The globe, yeah.
Oh, with the globe, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't download these because I wasn't aware that you wanted me to use them. So I'll just try to just do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you can see what Deborah's trying to get me to look at. So here we go with that. Testing my technical expertise here. All right. So what are we looking at here, Deborah?
All right. That side, your mouse is right over the male, right?
My mouse is where?
Move your mouse. Unless that was my mouse. Must have been my mouse.
Okay.
It's over where the male is. You see him?
I don't. Tell me where he is.
He's just above the North America.
Just above North America. So This is North America here, right?
Yeah. Okay. Move your mouse up a little bit.
Okay.
There you go. And there's a figure right there. It's kind of ethereal looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see it, unfortunately. I'm trying to see it, but I don't see it.
All right.
Is it the landmass that's the figure?
No, well, that is another figure. That's more like the female figure.
And is the male figure is where? Like right here?
Right around where your mouse is. If you do a circle around that, where my mouse print is, a bigger circle. Yeah, there you go. Keep going. Bigger, bigger.
Oh, right here.
Yes.
I see
There you
him.
go. You see him.
It looks a little bit like Donald Trump.
Kinda, yeah. Oh boy.
So here's
Oh,
a nose, a mouth,
right,
chin,
right,
eyes.
right. And this, I gotta say, this is spoken of in the Neg Hammadi scriptures.
In the Nag Hammadi.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And they speak of this. See how it looks like it's coming out of his brain, out of his head?
Yes.
Just above where, yeah. And you see, it used to be the feminine.
Right. I think we would all agree that initially, originally, naturally, Mother Earth is feminine. And that's why we call her Mother Earth, right? Not Father
Right.
Earth.
Right. There's another, can you go to the next one that's of the globe?
Let me see if I can go to the next one here. I'm going to stop share because I don't want to show anybody any of your information because this is still in my email. Okay, and we'll go back and share again. Okay, this is the second picture.
Okay, now this one you see more of him.
Right, he's right here.
Right. Right. And you see where things are coming out of his head?
I
Like
do. All of this
thought?
is coming out of his head, right?
Right. See, this is like in the like I said, in the Neg Hammadi scriptures as well. This depicts the power of thought.
The power of thought?
Thought, yes.
Okay.
Because in the Neg Hammadi scriptures, it says he thought her into existence, right?
Wow, that's true.
Yeah. Can we go to the next one?
So, folks, what we're looking at is a decidedly male figure projected by the planet Earth, or this is probably Google Earth. Yeah, this is Google Earth, United States Geological Survey.
Yeah.
And this is from the Landsat Copernicus satellite. Sorry to our flat Earth friends, but from the U.S. Geological Survey. Let me go to the next one. Give me 1 second.
How is everybody?
I think everybody's fine. I'm too fascinated with this to look at the chat room right now. And here we go for the third picture.
Okay.
What are we looking at, Deborah?
Up to like the northeast.
Up in here?
Yeah. That is where her head is, right?
Okay, I'm having a hard time seeing the female.
Well, that's okay because up there, where your mouse is, there's a creature that's forming.
I see the creature, like right here's the kind of the face of it.
Right. Well, actually, yeah. Yeah. There's another one that shows it even better.
It almost looks like an alien type creature with some type of a malevolent intent.
Yes. The next.
Do you folks see this kind of like a head of like a predator type alien, sort of X-Files human fluke living in the sewer thing, and you can almost kind of see like a body here. Even going all the way back here with it, maybe even a tail winding up around. But yeah, I definitely see that what you're talking about, Deborah. Okay,
the next one.
Next one. So give me a little bit laborious here as I stop share and start share. But again, I didn't download these out of Deborah's email. I think that's the last. No, there's one more right here. Interesting. And here we go.
Yes, there we go. That's the creature.
Here's the creature, mouth, right?
Oh, the head is on the other end.
Are you talking about it over here?
Yes, that's where the head is. Yes.
I gotcha. Would you say this is reptilian in appearance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, Deborah, what do you say to the people that are saying right now, yeah, I see what they're talking about, but these are just clouds and water, and they're just seeing things. It's pareidolia that they're talking about.
There's no clouds in this view. I didn't put the clouds in the view because I wanted to see what I was going to see.
That's a very good point, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at an image that has no clouds on it. This is simply the difference between really the difference in colors here are obviously on the land. You've got vegetation and arid land. And then the differences in the waters are depths of water. So it's not played with. This is just an image. And is this like a mouth right here?
Yeah.
And an eye? And it is definitely
Yeah.
a reptilian. Some might even say it was an archonic type of being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, yeah. It became archonic because in this picture it shows it still has flesh.
It still has flesh, yes.
Yeah.
Deborah, how long has this been going on?
Eons and eons.
Is this to say that Mother Earth is no longer feminine and it's been overtaken by masculinity?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's what the battle is. Yes.
Now, I believe, and I know you've heard me talk about this, but last year with the full solar eclipse, I believe we had the end of Sophia's correction. Has there been an improvement in this situation since then?
Yes. We're getting a whole lot more help.
We are getting a whole lot more help.
And veils are coming down, so people will be able to see more.
I agree. Where do we want to go next?
Get a crap out of them. We want to win this war against this being.
Tell us what the war is for, Deborah. What are the stakes?
Well, let me see. When this globe was formed, and we're talking eons ago, when this globe was formed, it came into this area. Another being that is very much like that came to conquer it. We were close to one of the suns. I think it was Saturn at the time.
I would agree with that.
And at the time, this being decided to claim this globe as its home. Home away from home.
Right.
But there were already creatures here. There was already, this is where the mountain views come in, where you see faces and stuff like that. And
you want me to go to those now?
Yeah.
Do you think it is, and I'm just going to ask, you can tell me yes or no, do you think that this being was Yaldabaoth?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Yes, yeah, I just got chills because I was picking up the same thing there. So let me go ahead and go back to your email. I think this is another email. Yes, here's another email. Do you want me to just start at the top again?
I think so.
Yeah, these aren't quite as easy to see, but maybe I can give them some magnification. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to magnify these or not, but so are we talking about like a Greek god lying on his back?
Or a titan? Or what would be considered a titan?
Deborah L. Smith, curveball. What do you know about the titan Hecate?
The what?
The titan named Hecate.
I have to look that one up.
Okay. I've had some dealings with the titaness, to be more accurate, named Hecate, and even though it's unnecessary, I do want to share my gratitude with her.
Good. Very good.
So I see like a titan or a Greek, and it's funny, it looks very Greek, and the titans were probably originally, it seems like they were Greek, or at least large in Greek mythology. And of course, here's some hair, here's a forehead, here's what looks very much like an eye, a nose, a mouth, a chin, maybe even a Greek style beard. Deborah L. Smith, are you telling me that this really is a dead titan laying on his back?
That's what I'm telling you.
You really believe that's a dead titan lying on his back?
He had died from battle. All of these mountain faces that look like a giant face, they died in battle eons ago when Saturn was the sun for this planet, and there's our star was here too.
So this being, if that's his head, He was a huge being.
Huge. But
Deborah, was
at
he
the same
physically,
time,
was he a physical being?
yes, yes, we had flesh like man you. No difference. At the same, these are the children of the globe. Those two on the globe,
Really?
really.
So these are the offspring, literally, of Terra.
You got it.
Let's go to another picture. Is it time for another picture?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I got to do my little bit of laborious work here. And this one, I don't see as much. You might have to help me with this one.
Okay.
This is fascinating stuff. And I just can't look in the chat room right now. It's too interesting. I'm sorry. Sandra and anybody that's in the chat room, please try to keep the trolls to a minimum if you can. I really appreciate and honor your work. This one you're going to have to help me out a little bit with.
All right. You see where my mouse is?
No, I can't see your mouse.
Oh, okay.
But let me go right here. What is that?
Yes, that's the nose.
That's the nose.
Going
Okay, and this is
here,
the lips.
That's the nose. Yeah.
Okay, that
Yep.
one doesn't jump off the page to me like the others
And
might.
if you keep going, there's the neck, the chest, and you keep going, and that's the rest of the
Would
body.
this be the chest?
Yes. Start of it, yeah.
Wow, so you're talking about an absolutely huge being.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Things were hundreds of feet tall.
Oh, a lot more than that. Way
And
more
you're telling me they were actually physical beings walking around?
Yeah. And we're
Wow.
actually made from them. So, in effect, we are them.
We're made from them.
Yes.
Interesting. Let sleeping giants lie.
These stones are a part of them, which are a part of us.
Is that partially why they talk to us, because they are possessing of intelligence?
Yes. Memorize.
Should we go to the next one?
Sure.
Okay. This is pretty interesting stuff. We don't normally talk about stuff like this, but wow, and this one right here, this looks like it was a sculpture, but I guess it's not a sculpture. Look at that.
Yeah. I saw that too. I was like, whoa. And see, the vegetation is like where the skin used to be.
I got you. So obviously you've got it looks like he's almost still in battle dress, and here's his eyes, his nose. You can even see his mustache, his chin, his cheeks, his shoulders, his chest. Maybe it looks like even still he died with a breastplate on. Here's even an arm.
Yeah. And he's an offspring of the former ones.
He's an offspring. How do you know this? Is this coming to you intuitively, channeling? Were you there?
I was probably there, yeah.
You were probably there?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, this strikes me. Now, Deborah, I'm not questioning you, but are you sure that this hasn't been worked on to make it look like a sculpture?
It does look like it was worked on. But
I don't know. It looks like I don't think it has been worked on. I'm saying no, it hasn't been worked on, but it's funny how we can look at these things all the time and, oh, yeah, it's just a mountain. But if you actually take this a second and look at them, you can see, I mean, it at least has to make you go, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
So again, this was a living being.
Yes.
Flesh and bone.
Flesh and bone.
Can I ask you why they didn't just rot?
I don't know. That's a good question. They kind of are.
Maybe they were, I mean, what kind of atmospheric conditions or weaponry could have been used against them I mean, how about this? This just popped into my head. And this was done by Yaldabaoth, if you believe the story, when Sarah, was it Sarah? Or anyway, whatever Lot's wife's name was, she turned back and looked at Sodom longingly, and Yaldabaoth turned her into a pillar of salt. And in the Hebrew, it was probably a pillar of rock.
Yeah.
So is it possible that Yaldabaoth has some type of a weapon that will reduce beings to stone instantaneously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Go to the next one.
Sure.
This is interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry, I just can't get into the chat room right now. I'm too enthralled. Okay, here we go with the next picture. Help me out, Deborah.
Okay, this one is more laying on their side.
Okay, what is this right here?
That's where the head is.
Okay, and this would be like a shoulder and going down to the hips.
Yep.
Okay, that one
I
seems like
think
he might have died a lot longer ago, or maybe it's just so much overgrowth.
Well, that could be.
Powerful. Let's go to the next one. So this is a very real battle. This is not anything imagined. It's a real battle.
Real battle.
Okay, and let's see. I don't think I'm sharing this. No. All right.
Yeah. That was a different kind of being, but yes.
So what is this right
It
here?
was still, that's the nose.
That's the, oh, okay, the nose, and this is like a horn or something?
Yeah, that's why I said it's a different kind of being. But
So there wasn't just, as we know, sapiens or humanoid type beings as we know them.
right. Well, they were still considered.
Yeah, they're humanoid. You're right. That was a misstatement by me, but they weren't. They didn't look like us. All of us. They didn't all look like us necessarily.
Right.
That's
There was a interbreeding or
interbreeding. Okay. And I'm thinking about this. I used to go to Laughlin, Nevada a lot with my best friend. He was running shows down there, Vegas style shows, and we were at the Don Laughlin's Riverside Hotel, and it's on the Colorado River. And if you look across the Colorado River, there is a face just like this. It kind of looks like an Indian's face, a Native American's face, but it is so plain and so detailed. It was enough even back then, and I wasn't even awake, so to speak, that I'm like, wow, that looks just like a real person.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here, Deborah. Fascinating stuff. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
Sure.
And you might have to help me with this one too. This one doesn't jump right. Oh, is he laying on his side?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can almost see eye sockets, empty eye sockets.
Yep. And where the chin is.
Yep, right here,
and
right?
The neck and the shoulder.
And the shoulder. This looks exactly like if a human was to fall in battle and kind of rot to their bones. This is what it would look like.
Yep.
Wow, we will never look at hills and dales the same again.
I don't.
Let's see if there's another one here to look at.
Oh, I just wanted to mention I had watched Sovereign Key's channel.
Yes.
He was showing all of these, and she has a whole lot more. And I was like blown away. I was like,
what are we looking at here?
Oh, this is like an elephant.
An elephant, yeah.
Yeah, type being.
So you're telling me that not only were there giant humanoids, but there were giant animals.
Yeah, very giant animals. Yes.
Was there enough room on this planet for them, Deborah?
Yeah, it was huge.
Is the Earth the same size as it was then?
No.
What do you think happened to reduce the size?
They call it Tiamat.
Tiamat, sure. I'm familiar with the story.
Yeah.
It was smashed into and broken, right?
Right.
You know what we may be looking at, and I'm theorizing, and you don't have to agree with me, but we could be looking at the Genesis 1:1 Earth, and that crashing and bashing of Tiamat could be what happened between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2.
That's actually Revelation.
And now here we are living in the Genesis 2 recreation of a smashed earth. And guess who smashed it between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2? It was Yaldabaoth, the Lord Yahweh. And let's go ahead and take it.
Remember,
let's go to the next one.
I had sent you an email saying that Revelation is actually before Genesis.
I don't know if I read that, but as you say it, it makes sense to me.
And all that battle things that they're depicting, they're not human-ish. And the animals that they're talking about, they're writing, they're not animals, they're a representation. But that being said, the battle is talking about before Genesis.
Before Genesis. Okay, that is fascinating. You've got some work. You've got me realizing I got some more work to do. This
We
is
all do.
amazing. Let's look at this one, this next one. And
Yeah.
is this another different kind of being?
Yes, it is.
What am I looking at, like right here?
That would be where your mouth is where the forehead is.
Right here
A
where the
little bit.
forehead is.
Right. And
Now, is this
down a
part of the
little
being over
farther.
here?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And this is kind of a nose, mouth area.
That's where the chin is, where your mouth
Yeah.
is.
And it's kind of like it's almost rolled on its side away from us.
Almost, yeah.
You know what it looks like now that I look at it? Like here's the head. It's kind of rolled on its side away from us. And it's almost like the arm is up over the head, like, you know,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have, let's see if we got any more here. I think we do. Yeah, this one doesn't jump off the page to me. I see what it is. I don't know if I'm not as impressed with this one as much.
Yeah. I wasn't
This almost
either,
looks like
but
a gray.
it almost does, actually.
Eye here, shallow forehead, big long nose, chin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there were different kind of beings. Now, were these beings that are different? Do you sense that they were fighting for Earth or against?
Some were fighting for Earth. They're called the Guardians.
The
They're
Guardians,
called
yep.
the Guardians now.
Are
And
some of
the
these
other-
beings that we're seeing, are they some of the quote unquote bad guys?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
The ones that don't really look like they're human or humanoid or Sapian.
Right.
Those are the sapiens.
So the ones that don't look humanoid are the sapiens.
Exactly.
Are they the invaders?
Yes, they are.
Interesting. Let me see. Let me stop share and see if we got any more of these. And I'm in the wrong email. Okay, here we go. Oh, this one's really interesting. This one's really interesting.
Yeah. I know that.
All right.
Oh, that one's cool.
Is this a female?
Yes.
Head, neck, hair,
Yeah.
breasts.
Yeah.
The rest of her torso. So there were, it's interesting that I brought up the Titaness Hecate, and we're seeing a depiction of a fallen Titaness here.
Yeah, someone very similar to her. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, it looks like Wayne Steiger has joined us in the chat. I'm being told by my sweetheart, Sandra. So welcome to you, Wayne. I'm sorry, I just can't get into the chat. I'm too enthralled with this right now. Give me 1 second. Let's look at some more of these pictures, and we'll get in and begin to do maybe some more discussion and answer questions. Now, this one's interesting. Tell me about this one, Deborah, because I don't really see this.
Oh, yeah. That one.
What's this?
That would be like a helmet.
Like a what? You broke up.
Like a helmet.
A helmet. And what's this?
So, yeah, that's the nose.
That's the nose.
Mm-hmm.
So is this the top of the head?
Where?
Right here?
A little farther.
What, this is a helmet?
Yeah.
And is his head down here?
Yeah, it's inside.
Yeah, that one I'm having a little trouble seeing, but still fascinating.
It goes up like this. Goes up like this. And then around.
Oh, okay. I got you. Wow. Powerful.
Now, do you think that one's humanoid?
Let me look back. No.
No.
What do you think?
No, it's not humanoid.
Yeah, I agree. And so let's go back, and I think we got, no, that's it. That's the last one.
Okay.
Wow. So you're telling us that there was a battle on Earth for Earth, and it involved Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And as I sit here thinking about it, you know that we've all seen the movies and the media portray of the Battle of the Titans. So this isn't something that Quentin Tarantino or somebody like him thought up.
No. And
this is something that probably actually happened.
Yeah. And they would have to be depicted as mountain size. bigger than that even.
Let's go to the chat room real quickly, Deborah. Let me just survey through some of the comments and see if there's any interesting questions. I'm sure there are. Oh, Rex, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? The man, the myth, the legend, Rex Bear, Leak Project also in the building. And Rex, I just wondered if you're still in for our little trip to jail. Send me an email if you can. Let me know. Glad to see you, Rex. And let's see. Jeff could be Ray Spannon from Johnny Quest. That is actually a compliment. Thank you. Looks like a skull, somebody said.
There's
so much flack
skulls,
when I speak about the ethereal aspect of creation, saying rocks are alive. That's Roni B or Ronnie B. I don't know who that is, but she's deep. She's deep. And Sandra D'Angelo, who's no longer with us, picking up her daughter, asked Deborah, does these beings that we're viewing, or I think she's talking about the ones we saw on the globe, do these beings move all over the globe, or do they stay in those positions?
They stay.
So that man face that we saw, he's always in that spot.
Yeah. Their physical form stays.
Okay.
But they're not just physical, because he's thought.
Gotcha.
He is thought.
Lucy says this is huge information. I don't know if she's being silly, but it is huge information. They are huge. And Sandra, who I think people understand how much trust I have in her, she says that she sees it clearly. I was going to ask about the locations. I don't know if you know the locations, but if you can tell me, I'll provide them to people later.
If you go and watch Sovereign Keys video,
Sovereign Keys,
he has more of the locations. I looked on the internet for a bunch more. So,
and Madame Katerina Kat says that, doesn't it say that we're made from the dust of the earth?
Yes.
Sandra says again, amazing. She says they look obvious to her. And here was what I was thinking. Iowa X says it looks like the gate guardians from the Lord of the Rings. They're petrified.
Yeah.
What else do we have in here? How many of these are there? Are there hundreds? Are there thousands?
They're all over the globe. All over the globe.
Interesting. The Russians, according to T.L. Clark, a name I trust, the Russians reported similar stories of some of their military folks getting turned to stone after engaging extraterrestrials. And isn't it funny, Deborah, how here in the United States we have this perception that Russia's the bad guys and Russia has the closed society and everything's bad in Russia, when I think Russia may be more free than the United States at this point.
Yeah. And they know more of what's going on, too.
And T.L. Clark says, welcome to Inky's Funhouse of Mirrors.
Good.
Hello to R. Wayne Steiger. Nice to see you here in the chat room. And this is somebody I tried to contact. I haven't heard back from them. Do you know of the Mud Fossil University?
No, never happened.
They have a lot of these pictures.
Really?
Absolutely. Or apparently. Sovereign Key Channel is amazing. Says R. Wayne Steiger. She just out timelined you, Jeff. Yeah. Talking about you. Giants everywhere. Sasquatch.
Yes, Sasquatch. Yeah.
Here's an interesting question. Do you think that they mine these hills, and are they valuable, these carcasses? Very, very good. Very, very good. That's the one you gave me that I have to locate.
Yeah.
Stones don't lie. Russia is woke. Mark Center Saint says hello. Yeah. DNA proof on Mud Fossil University. Interesting. Cool. Interesting. So is the battle still going on, Deborah?
Yes.
Are these giant beings still here?
Yeah.
Why don't we see them?
Well, you'd have to introduce yourself.
Have to introduce myself. So are you saying they may be in another frequency?
They are, yeah. They're in the fifth dimension, by the way. They're not in the fourth dimension. They're in the fifth dimension, which is more ethereal, not as much matter as we have here.
So there's no coincidence to the fact that with my phasing back and forth into the fifth dimension, that I'm now starting to open up and see this stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And there's a
It
reason they
was
call you
time for you
Breaking
to do
Dawn,
that.
isn't there?
Yes. It was time for you to do that. That first
Interesting.
one that you were telling everybody was your introduction, like I said, into
Gotcha.
the fourth
Yeah.
dimension, into the fourth dimension, so you'd know what it would be like to go from one dimension to another. And then the second one, like I said before, was into the fifth dimension directly.
Right. Right. And I get this, and somebody said something to me. I think it must have been in the last show. It's one of the problems of doing so many shows, you forget which one was which. But somebody has said to me, and this is like, and I'm trying not to exaggerate. Sometimes I exaggerate a little bit, but probably at least 10 people have said to me, including Sandra, that I don't always look like the same person. I look different. I look different from show to show. I even look different sometimes from day to day. And it makes me wonder if, and I know it sounds crazy, but it makes me almost wonder if I'm almost totally living in a higher dimension, and what people are viewing is almost like a third dimension avatar.
Yeah.
And it fluctuates a little bit from time to time.
Yeah.
You don't
Remember
think
I
that's
told you
crazy,
that
huh?
you were right next to me?
Pardon me?
Remember I told you that you were right next to me?
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. So what else do you have to say about this war for Terra?
Oh, we're winning.
We're winning.
The more people that are loving their self, accepting their self, throwing away the chains of religion and politics and government, and turning to themselves and loving themselves, talking to the air, thinking good thoughts, because thoughts are powerful, just like words are powerful. The trees and the plants and the animals all hear it. The water hears the thoughts more than the spoken word.
It does. And I know it sounds crazy, but the more I get tuned into this idea, I can walk past trees, I can walk over grass, I can walk by animals, and I can actually hear the conversations.
Sometimes, yeah.
I can pick up, and it doesn't always sound like English, but you're picking up and you're hearing. I guess maybe you become more sensitive to the etheric communication.
Attuned.
And Deborah, this I forgot to talk about when I talked about this a little bit earlier. Again, another show, but there was a movie by M. Night Shyamalan, and it was called The Happening or The Event or something like that. And the gist of the movie was that the earth, the trees, the grass, the stones got tired of humans and was trying to kill us. And they actually were killing us through energetic means. And I believe, as I just got goosebumps, that movie was an attempt to deceive us, because the exact opposite is what's happening. The earth, which, you talk about 5G, the OG, the original generation, there's already a network that spans this planet, and that is in every single place. Everywhere there's a rock, everywhere there's some sand, everywhere there's grass, everywhere there's trees, everywhere there's bushes, everywhere there's animals, there's already a communication network. And they're not trying to kill us. They're trying to speak to us. And I think they're trying to get us to join the battle to save the planet.
Yeah, definitely.
How do we join the battle,
If
Deborah?
that movie that you were talking about, if you picture trees as, well, the 5G towers, they're not trees. If you picture the Wi-Fi as another means of mind control, which it is, then you get the picture.
And the thing that encourages me, Deborah, is yes, I know that 5G is coming out and there's more and more and more towers. Yes, I know that they're trying to, Trump, let's make 5G everywhere. And it's not just Trump. They're trying to replace the original generation. 5G is trying to replace the OG. But if you get, let me just encourage you a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, if you get really sad and worried about how many 5G towers there are, and it should be a concern, step back from a minute and look at how many trees there are. Now, are there more 5G towers or more trees, Deborah?
More trees.
Lots more trees.
Although I noticed Rex went out west and he was showing where there were no trees.
And isn't that something?
That really made me sad.
Yeah, Rex is one of the great providers of information on YouTube, and one of the nicest guys and most decent people on YouTube. And he brings us a lot of information. And I know people want to say, "Oh, he's just a fear monger, and he just tells bad news." Well, you know what? We need to get the news, be it good, be it bad, being indifferent, and thank goodness for people like Rex Bear that want to bring us the information so we can deal with it. And personally, I don't think Rex is negative. I think he's very objective, and he brings out, sometimes the information is scary. Do you want to know the bridge is out, or do you want to drive your car 55 miles an hour around the corner and find out when it's too late?
I'd rather listen to Rex.
I'd rather listen to Rex. Absolutely. Deborah, this is fascinating. I know a lot of people can't accept it. I know a lot of people will poo-poo it. And guess what? It's not for everybody, is it?
Some people get there.
Everybody's not ready at this point.
Right. I need to say something else, too.
Please.
If you look at the globe and you look at America on the west side, when you look at America, you'll see with your creative eyes a dragon.
North America looking like a dragon.
Yes. And in Europe, you'll see a dragon too. And that's like true.
And what would you extrapolate and tell us what you would make of that?
We are dragons.
And would you say that we're a dragon in a positive way or a bad way?
Positive way. Positive.
In a what?
In a positive way, for sure.
So we're a positive dragon.
Yeah. And that
Tell me what you mean.
And that thing that looked like Yaldabaoth is Yaldabaoth. We battled him.
Interesting. I'm going to try to pull up North America and see if you can kind of walk me through what you're talking about. I don't know if we can do it, but so here's North America. Let's see if I can get this off the screen. Here's North America. We got clouds and stuff, but.
All right. That's a good tilt. If you get it bigger.
Let's see if I can get it bigger.
Can you take the clouds off? Maybe?
I don't know how to take the clouds off. And I can't seem to. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Well.
I don't think I can take the clouds off, Deborah. I don't know how. Is there a button that says no clouds?
Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, well, let's try to see if we can do it with just the.
All right.
Oh, it would be easier if we looked at it like this?
No.
Okay, so let's go back to satellite.
Yeah. There's a dragon's eye right there.
Right where?
Right where, I'm not sure.
Like, give me a state, where a state would be.
Texas. What's above Texas?
Texas would be like Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Above Oklahoma.
Over here?
Yeah. And to
like
the
right
left.
here?
Yep, right there.
And this is like the eye ridge, and this is the eyeball?
Yep. And if you move the globe down a little bit more. No, the other way. Sorry. There we go.
Oh, yes. Here's the mouth
of the dragon.
Oh. Now, Deborah, help me out. In my way of thinking, it does look like a dragon. In my way of thinking, dragons are malevolent because I think of Yaldabaoth as a dragon. Help me.
Oh, he's not a dragon. Well, sort of. He has the DNA of some dragons.
So you think this is a dragon, but it's a good dragon?
Yeah.
So you think that North America will be helpful in this war, not harmful?
Oh, yeah. We have to be helpful in this war.
Even though we consume a wildly disproportionate amount of the Earth's
Yeah.
resources, even though we're the source of a lot of the warring
We
and
don't need all those resources. Our bodies actually need those resources.
well, that actually makes me feel good that North America might be a benevolent force, because I've often thought it was a malevolent force on the earth.
Yeah. No.
That makes me feel better.
If you move the globe down a little more.
Like this?
No, the other way. Sorry. Keep on. And now you see him. You see his head.
Right here?
I can't see your mouse. No, go this way.
I don't see him. Where is he?
Kind of twist it the other way.
Like this?
No, the other way. There you go. Now down a little bit.
Down, whoops. Like down like this?
Yeah.
It won't go down anymore.
Oh, well, his head is right there.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Fascinating stuff. I don't even know what to say. This is information that is way outside of my comfort zone. This is information that is way beyond anything that I have considered in a long time. And you know what? If you're not growing, you're dying. And I think that I want to thank you again, Deborah. You have come into my life to bring me to open some paradigms for me.
Yeah. A lot of people's lives.
And I appreciate that. Now, if people want to, do you have a site or a channel if people want to know what's going on with you?
My website is breakingdawncrystals@wix.com.
Breaking Dawn. I'm going to put that in the chat room right now.
Okay.
Breaking Dawn Crystals.
I do stone healing.
Breaking Dawn Crystals at wix.com.
I just say a name, and whatever stone lights up is for that person, for their essence.
This is fascinating. And something tells me this is just the beginning of the information that you have.
Whatever.
We might have to make this a regular stop for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be all right.
I want to thank you for bringing this information. I want to thank you for bringing information to me and being kind enough and patient enough to get me to listen to you.
It was hard.
It wasn't easy, was it? It's very hard to get my attention. It really is.
Baseball club.
What's that?
Baseball club. Hey.
Yeah, baseball bat. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. We have to talk sometime if you're willing to about the whole concept of walk-ins. We'll talk. I'd like to talk to you about stones and trees. I'd like to talk to you about more of this. And if you want to learn more about Deborah L. Smith, Breaking Dawn, go to breakingdawncrystals@wix.com.
Yeah.
What do you want to leave us with?
Let me see. Your higher self speaks to you every day.
I heard you say your higher self speaks to you.
Your higher self speaks to you every day. Listen with your heart.
Your higher self speaks to you every day. Listen with your heart. Very well said, Deborah. I have to run personally. I won't be able to stay and talk with you, but I'll get in touch with you through email. I'd love to do this again. My salute to all of you that are in the chat room. Rex, Wayne, thanks for being here. Sandra, Deborah, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. I appreciate learning from you, and I'm looking forward to more of it.
Okay, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah L. Smith, Breaking Dawn. Once again, my sincerest gratitude and thanks to you, Deborah, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
All righty.
Take care now.
Have a good day, everybody.
And you as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.